Okay, that's a great topic. What do you guys do to get fired up? When you wake up in the morning and you just kind of feel like, oh God, it's raining out, it's crappy weather, I got to get on the road, and like, where do you guys go? What resources do you have, or do you pull out?
Oh man, I mean, this has got me pretty fired up. Talking with like-minded individuals, I think, is one of the things that happened during the pandemic that's got me pretty fired up. Is speaking with like-minded individuals, whether they're in your company or they're not in your company. Um, recently, go to the gym or do that task that you really don't want to do. I mean, it's very cliche, but I think they call it eat the frog. But it's like go to the gym, unload the dishwasher, fold the laundry, get that small sense of accomplishment bright and early, and then move on to the next task. It works for me. I mean, some people say make your bed. Some people do this. I think it's a small task that you really don't want to do, but you do it anyway. That gets me fired up. I mean, other than that, I mean, making a cold call or calling one of my best customers and talking about life. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's hard, but it's different for everybody.
You've got to figure out what gets you going. And so, for me, like I'll wake up in the morning and like I immediately like my mind is like, okay, well, these are the things I got to do. This is what I need to, this is what I could or should do right this moment. I have to focus and I got to temper that to a degree. So yeah, I'm straight into the gym or working out, treadmill, weights. I may stream a show, and then it's music. Like I remember when I was a sales rep years ago and before I had developed any level of confidence. And I used to just listen to that song. This is going to sound ridiculous, but that song from the Karate Kid, You're the Best Around. And I would listen to it on my drive to work every day. And it got me pumped up and it just shut off the whole, I can't do this, I'm going to get my teeth kicked in type of feeling. And I just felt jazzed. And so I turned off any doubt or negativity and just plowed through and hit it and dialed. And that's really half the battle. It's just getting yourself to the point where you're ready to go to battle and just getting in there and doing it. Another thing that I find that's unique about me, like I love what Matt said about conversations with like-minded sellers. Start your day with like talking to somebody that gets you going, or even if it's like, trying to create a perfect morning for my family, like, making breakfast, or I try to spend time with one of my kids, or I make sure that like my wife's coffee's made. Like, you can control certain things. And if you get some wins, it leads you to a day of winning. And the last thing I would say is, again, also kind of different about me. I love like, you know those scenes in movies that you watch that like get you charged up every single time. Sometimes I like watching like those little snips. Like there's that snip from the movie Rocky Balboa where Stallone is talking to his son and he goes through this whole like world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a mean place, but it's all about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Stuff like that like just gets me fired up. So if like I can't get Matt to take my call in the morning, maybe it's I watch Rocky give a speech. But you got to find something every day that just gets you going, silences all of the doubt, and get your mind right to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I was never a believer for a longest time in resetting your mind every day. And because I don't care what anybody says, you could talk to the most energetic human being on the world. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody does. So, and nobody can keep that pace of energy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, but I was never a believer in the mindset. So I started this, I have this little book or I keep with me. It's like a tiny little thing. And I call it my thankful book because quite frankly, I couldn't come up with anything else more ingenious than that name. But every day, if I rate at least once a week in there, but I'll do multiple times if I'm just having one of those mornings. And I can usually, you become relatively in tune with your mindset in the mornings on how you get up and kind of, if it's going to be a good day, sure, you might have some challenges throughout the day, but I believe in like setting it forward from the get go. And I'll rate in there. And the other thing I've done is me and one of my business partners, what we've decided to do is every morning at 9 a.m., one of us will text each other. And if it's 9:01 and I don't have a text from him, I'll text him. Just small little thing. Hey dude, crush it today. Have a great one. And he'll do the same thing. If it's 9:01, he might get to me first. And it's just that little thing that's kind of like, all right, let's get going. Somebody else is out there giving me that like push. That's cool. I'm ready to go. And it's the small things that kind of just get you to get that fire underneath you and go.
I would say one thing that Carson's been pushing me a little bit on it is like at the end of the day when you're trying to wind, we've talked about a couple times about winding down at nighttime, is finding something that's not job / sales / professional development related to dig into, whether it's golf, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a book, but not to say that my professional development journey is over. I don't think it never can be over. But just winding down on something that's not like salesy. I mean, you don't have to be on all the time. It's okay to be off. It's okay to read a cookbook. It's okay to read a crime novel. It's okay to do that stuff. Like some of the glorified, I guess they call it hustle porn or grind porn or all that stuff about, you're 24/7 reading articles, blogs, webinars. Man, I you gotta wade through that stuff and find what makes you happy and not what you think is gonna make other people happy. I mean, I signed up for a webinar and I was like, man, I'm like, no, I'm not doing a webinar at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Nothing against the people that are doing it, but I'm selling. And then, I got 15 emails from 10 different companies about that webinar. I'm like, you know what? No. Like, this is noise. I need to stop it. Like, no, I'm just not going to do it.
God created the world in 6 days, and even he took a day off. So
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Matt, I got that from you, to be honest with you, when you were on, I don't know if it was my podcast you were on, where we talked after that, but you said, you were like, you know what? I stepped away. Or maybe it was a post you put out. You stepped away from reading sales books for a bit. You were just like, I need a break. And, I'm like, that is true. Sometimes you just need a break from all the sales talk and all the sales noise.
And it's okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
That's because he read Salesman on Fire, and he's like, I'm done. I can't read any more of this.
Yeah, I didn't need anything. After all of Vincent Scott got me so stressed out. I didn't know what to do after that. Birth of a Salesman. Then it was Birth of a Salesman. Man, I was just so stressed out. I felt for this guy.